So I would say that my big aha moments are probably one about the video Offline Consequences that I watched on the NetSmart website, and the other would be specifically in chapter 5 about Techno Talk. So I'm going to start off with Techno Talk first. I I don't think that it necessarily completely hinders one's communication skills in reality, because I think there is a usefulness to texting and social media, instant messaging, chat rooms, things like that. I think when the I think the danger comes when people don't understand the limit that you can bond with someone through technology. So, on the positive side, I absolutely love it because I can connect with my really close friends that obviously I can't every day hang out with in person, live in a different state, maybe even a different country. For example, one of my best friends and a bridesmaid at my wedding is lives in New York City now. If I didn't have text messaging and social media, I really couldn't keep up with her life that well, and I feel like we honestly wouldn't have that much to talk about. But specifically social media, I can see pictures, I can see her status, posts she's making, and so I can kind of keep up with her life even though I'm not physically there. And I also think it really helps because when she does come visit me during the holidays, it feels like no time has passed because I'm not trying to play catch up. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I have no idea what's been going on at all. I can kind of keep up. And again, text messaging too, because you can get that message so instantly that something, major happens. I can get that text message right away. So for like long distance relationships, I actually think technology is really great. Also, when you need to, you know, quickly ask a friend a question or something like that, I don't see the need to have to go physically ask them, hey, do you want to go to the movies? You can text that. So I think TechnoTalk has one been great for relationships that can't always hang out face to face or rarely can, and also the convenience of asking a quick question. The problem I think is when one tries to form really deep, meaningful relationships only through an online atmosphere. That's when I think you get into trouble, because there is a limit with online. As much as I say, oh, it's I can keep up with the person, I don't really get that intimacy until I actually call or actually hang out with that person. So I could see a picture and I can say, oh, that looks like fun. But until I get all the details and we start talking and bonding, like I said, physically in person or talking on the phone, um, that's when it becomes more meaningful. Because, a picture only goes so far. A picture just a picture. Um, Dr. Ozit had a really great quote, I think, in his book here, page 110. It says, however, your children will only truly benefit from friendships if she learns how to have meaningful, caring relationships based on feelings, time together, play activities, and good deeds. Which I think is very true. And Dr. Ozit also talks about the limit you can have with virtual relationships. Um, you don't get the real closeness, as he says here at page 111. Dr. Art says those online relationships, they do not allow for the real closeness required for intimate, more connected relationships, no matter how often they actually communicate. So I think that's entirely true. So I think that the solution is just moderation. I, I don't think your online relationship should ever take complete priority over the ones in reality, or at least both. The effort needs to be put into both. Once you start putting less effort into the relationships in reality, that's when I think you run into serious communication problems. That's when I think you run into, more awkwardness because you're so used to having kind of a wall to hide behind, um, or a mask where you don't have to worry about, how shy you are, or you don't have to worry about, oh, I might say something stupid. It's okay. I can just delete it. Um, those safety nets are nice, but those safety nets are not in reality. And I think when someone relies on those safety nets, and when those safety nets become so, um, when someone becomes so comfortable with those safety nets, that's when you're going to run into actual communication skills in reality that are not going to go very well. So the second aha moment I want to talk about is the one that I watched. I watched a video, Offline Consequences. It really reassured me, and I actually liked this video better a little bit than the documentary Growing Up Online that we watched a couple weeks ago, because I think it just hit home for me, and it kind of proved my point that I don't think teens today, millennials, Generation Text, I don't think they're stupid. Just because they have the ability to post, anything and everything in a way, they still know that there's real world consequences. They're not living just online. They know that eventually they got to turn off that computer. And they don't want it to affect really big things in the long run. The teens that were on that video, they knew that if they were seeing videos, underage drinking or fighting, or even being around someone like that and getting proof of it, could affect, them getting a job or their ability to choose a school they want to go to. They're smarter than that. And I think the biggest issue I have is when parents focus so much on the danger of the internet, which not to say there shouldn't be focus, but when that's all they can think about is, oh, there's predators out there, therefore my kid is going to say something that is going to make them an easy target. I don't think that's, you can assume that, especially since the comfortability that millennials have with the internet, they've always been surrounded by it. I think they know what to put out there and can weave around and can easily go through the internet, take off information they don't want on there, more so than parents can. And I think my biggest thing is parents don't understand that. Again, not to say there's not teens that will put their full number, and you kind of think, why would you do that? Anyone could call you. Not that, but like, again, majority of the teens that were interviewed, actually in the video, all of them had said, I'm not going to put my full address on there. I'm not going to put my phone number. I'm not going to put where I go to school, because they know that those can be pieces of information that are easily tracked. So I still think that there is a really big disconnect between parents and kids. I still think that parents need to have a little bit more trust in their millennial children. And I think every millennial is different, because again, as a millennial, I'm rarely on social media that much. I don't feel the need to post everything about my life. And I do think that it's becoming it's almost becoming a faux pas to post so much, because then it looks like you're trying to hide something. It's trying to look like you're trying to mask maybe depression, maybe you're making your life more interesting than it is. I know when I'm hanging out with friends and we're on someone's social media page, if they're constantly posting really cutesy stuff about their relationship, maybe everything is fine, but my immediate gut reaction is that something's up. Maybe they aren't so happy. Maybe this person has to post so many things on social media in order to convince him or herself that they're happy, or to try to hide because they don't want to face that maybe the relationship isn't good. So again, I think it's becoming less and less I need to post everything I do in my life. One, because teens know about the real life consequences that can follow. They're not blind to them. And two, one that keeps posting only these amazing things, their amazing relationship, their amazing travels, their amazing job. It starts to get a little fishy, and we talked about in week one, millennials had developed a really good BS indicator, and I think that BS indicator picks up on the too much posting to try to cover up something. So those are my thoughts. Thanks, guys.